The manifestation I wanted most in my life, I got completely bored of. Not because I gave up on it, not because I didn't want it anymore, but because I kept visualizing it over and over again, the same scene. And it was so boring. And looking back, that boring phase showed up right before everything I've ever manifested. So if you're sitting there right now thinking the process stopped working, this might be the most important thing you watch today. Today, we're not talking about techniques. Today, we are talking about this stage in manifestation that almost nobody talks about. I haven't heard this anywhere. This is the stage where most people think manifestation is not working, that they should quit, that all their efforts are going unnoticed by the universe, and that it's the sign that they should just give up. But in fact, this stage, this point where your manifestation gets boring, where maybe you even feel like you're knocking on the door of somebody else's intention, that it's meant for someone else and that maybe it's not your thing. But this might actually be the best sign there is that your manifestation is almost here. Here's what happens for me. I get a new idea. I'm ready to manifest. I clarify exactly what I want. I'm so excited about it. I can't wait to live in the scene, to visualize it, to write it out. If I go for a walk, I'm talking it out. I'm clarifying it even more, and the excitement builds. I want it so bad. This is the high level of importance that everybody talks about that you cannot have if you're going to manifest. And there are so many videos talking about what you need to do to get rid of those importance levels, and that if you have those high important levels, it's never going to come. I have learned that those important levels don't matter, and I want you to stick with me and hear me out as we talk through this video and I explain exactly why. But let's talk when I was manifesting my now husband. I had been very hesitant to jump into the dating scene. I said, I'm never gonna date again. I'm never gonna get married again. This isn't for me. Things are difficult. I'm putting all my energy towards my kids, which I did. At some point, there was a person who made a move on me, and I agreed to go to dinner with this person. And eventually, things started to work, things started to shift for me a little, and I thought, oh, this is fun. It might be fun to dip my toe in the water. I did that for a long time, and I was single for a very long time. And eventually, I felt very strongly that the time was right. It was time for me to see who is out there for me, who could I build a life for with my children in mind. So I built out my intention, what I wanted to find in a partner, a soulmate, a husband, whatever you want to call it. And I was so excited at the prospect of meeting my person, and I was all in. I was excited. I was building my scene. I was scripting. I was doing all the things. So in this point of the manifestation process is where you hit resistance. You have those high levels, that excitement. You can't stop thinking about it. Feels so good. But there's also the questioning that happens. Is it going to come? Is it my time? Am I visualizing correctly? Is there another process I should be doing? Am I doing it correctly? All of that overthinking that I've been talking about in some of my previous videos. And if this is where you are in the process, understand it is normal to have high level of importance when you are first starting out on a new manifestation. I would be hard pressed to find somebody who didn't start in that space, because every single time I have manifested anything, it has started with that high level of importance. And so I know if I am building something out, if I am working on something, it is to be expected that those important levels are there and that I just go with the flow. It doesn't matter. Because here's the thing. When you repeat it over and over again, you have your manifestation process and you are working it. You are diligent about it. You will be repeating the same things over and over again. You'll be repeating the same scene in your mind. You'll be scripting the same things. If you go for a walk and you speak whatever it is you're manifesting, you're going to do that. If you're doing the 2-cup method where you have 1 cup for where you are now and another cup of where you want to go to do your quantum jumping, whatever process that you use for manifesting. And again, I always say, the more methods you use, the better off it is, because you are living as that person with the law of assumption for more time than you are in your current realities. So any tool, any technique that allows you to be in that future state is good for you. So I say go for it. Stack them on together. Keep going. Keep adding on. And this is where repetition changes everything, because it turns the high level of importance into a situation where you can believe that it's possible for you, and it allows it to come forward in your life, because it's in that repetition that eventually it becomes boring. How many times can you visualize the same scene over and over again? How many times can you write the same thing over and over again? For me, about making pancakes on a rainy Sunday morning and messing the pancakes up and watching my partner eat them and still say that they taste delicious every single day, to the point where I don't even want to get up and script. I don't even want to visualize, but I keep doing it. And I shouldn't say it like that, because when I am living in my scene and doing that visualization and running it, it feels like home. It feels familiar. It feels like the life I want. And I still know in the back of my head I want it, but that boredom is real. And that's the point where you need to push through, because you know if you are at that stage where you are bored, it is just around the corner. Now, I can't tell you the exact time. Is it going to be 5 minutes? Is it going to be 5 weeks? Is it going to be 5 years? I can't put a time on it, right? Because manifestation for everybody is different in the time delay. What is happening in your current reality outside of you that you are looking at with these 2 eyes in the 3D reality in front of you is always a reflection of what is happening on the inside. And as you're visualizing and as you're scripting, you're slowly changing that. And it's when you have successfully changed it that you see it show up. And this is exactly what happened for me when I was manifesting my now husband. I would always visualize him coming home from work and me greeting him at the door and us giving a big hug at the end of the day and just so happy to see each other. And then when I was scripting, I was writing up some of those normal day-to-day things that we were doing, the lazy cuddling in bed watching Netflix. And within about a month, I was already to that boredom state. And then he was there in my life not too long after. But on the flip side, that's where people get stuck. That's where people quit. That's where people start overthinking and wondering if that's not for them, that they shouldn't have their soulmate, they shouldn't have that car, they shouldn't have that house, that they are going to manifest something that is going to put them on the wrong path, that it's not for their highest and best, and there should be something different. But we're human, and overthinking is natural for us. So if you're in that space, I want you to step away. If you started out your manifestation intention, your journey on whatever that particular thing is that you are bored right now, to know that if you went in hot and heavy, strong intentions, super excited, high level of importance, that is meant for you, that you are almost there, that it is right around the corner for you. And to keep going, keep visualizing, keep scripting, keep doing all the things, all the work, that routine of manifestation. Don't give up on it. So when that excitement is gone, when your dopamine hit is gone, please don't give up. Your success is right around the corner. The goal never was excitement. I'm sure many of you have heard, the feeling is the secret. I think Neville Goddard wrote that. But the feeling is not excitement. Excitement was the way you thought you were going to feel when you had it. When I was first visualizing myself in my SUV, That was the feeling I was bringing to every single visualization session. But today, when I go to the grocery store in my SUV, I never feel excited about it. In fact, I hate going to the grocery store. I absolutely hate running errands and I don't want to go. I would much rather see it parked in the garage or see it parked in the driveway than to actually have to go out and do the shopping. When I look out the window and see the car there, I like the way it looks. I like the car, but it doesn't bring any of those feelings. It's the normalcy. And so as manifestors, our job is to understand what is that feeling that we will feel once we have it, not the feeling of being excited for your manifestation. Those are two separate things. So I want to know in the comments, are you in this bored state right now with your manifestation? And if you're not, have you felt this before and wondered if it wasn't for you? And if you haven't yet downloaded my free 1-minute mirror reset, I want you to do that. It's free. It's in the comments below. I want you to grab a copy. And if you haven't yet caught my video on my exact formula for scripting, you can catch that here. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll catch you next time.